when you look at this group that you've got some prominent pieces, prominent prospects missing. What are you looking for in this camp?
Yeah, you're always looking for your higher picks, your big guys, but unfortunately some of them aren't here. So it gives an opportunity for other players to have a chance to show up and show out. So, we played 3 games, and I truly believe rookie camps give these guys an opportunity to showcase, because once they go to the big camp, a lot of them are nervous. They don't get that opportunity. So, you're hoping that they showcase their talents and continue forward with them. The decision here, what happens here, doesn't base any decision on what happens.
Yeah. Does Matejček join today?
Yeah. No, I'm anxious. He's had a little bit of a knee flexor or whatever, so he's fine. But to play last night and tonight didn't make sense. If you play him last night, so this is Rick and I talked about, if you play him last night, somebody gets hurt, then he's got to play today. So you're going healthy, play everybody last night, play him tonight, and then
get a day off tomorrow.
So, yeah.
He'll be ready for the start of camp.
100%.
He would
He's going to play
here. And any indication where Lindstrom might be when camp starts?
He's going to start skating here next week, so he's not going to get into one-on-one compete battles.
Yeah.
But he'll start skating. He's doing really well. I talked to him yesterday before I left, and progress. We've held him back.
Yeah.
He's been eager to get going, and we're the not me, the doctors. We've had lots of talks about it that we want to slow play this. There's no reason to rush a 18-year-old player. For what reason? So
an abundance of caution.
Don, you focused on landing an NHL experience coach in Dean, and you got one in Dean. And Trent yesterday talked about Dean's confidence and the presence he has in his room. Now that you've been working with him for a few months, has made him the right fit right now?
Well, I probably talked to him 5 or 6, 7 times before I ever interviewed him. I always tell the guys, I'm going to get to know you before I interview. And every time I talked to him, I felt the passion to coach, but the passion to coach the Blue Jackets. And that was important to me, because everybody wants a head job and all that, but you want somebody that wants to be with your team, is very well knowledge of our players, the whole what's happened in the past. And then once I sat down with him, it was clear that he had a vision. We did a lot of research on him. It took time, as everybody knows. Everybody's waiting for me to make a decision. But we talked to players. Rick Nash talked to players that played for him. We all talked to GMs, coaches, everybody that knew him, even in Washington. And everything that came through is that he was could be very hard, but very fair. And when his guys go out on the ice every day, he demands a work ethic. If we're not talented enough to win hockey games, we're not going to get outworked. And that's what I really liked.
And from an Eastern Conference perspective, just for the AP, for a preview, you've gone from like the haves, the so-called haves, to the have-nots of an Eastern Conference with the top 8 is tough to crack. Probably not a smart move in some ways. I'm kidding. But how do you see this Eastern Conference and the Metropolitan Division right now?
Well, personally, I've always thought it's the best division going right now in hockey, the most competitive, and get in the playoffs. And I think that's not going to change this year. When I look at it coming here, is we have to continue to build and get better. Our goal is always going to be to make the playoffs and win the cup, 100%. But we got to take steps to get there. And our division, we're in the Metropolitan Division with the teams that we all are familiar with. They've all gotten better. So that's okay. I mean, that's what everybody's trying to do. So we got to go out every night and play the best we can, play hard. We got to show improvement. We're going to give our young players an opportunity this year. Some of them had that opportunity, some maybe not as much, but so we got to give them an opportunity, because we got to find out which guys we can move forward with, moving into not only this year but the future.
They don't, obviously, what you guys have gone through the last 2 weeks is, unspeakable kind of stuff, but they're not going to move the season back.
Nope.
Obviously, you guys got to at some point start thinking about hockey. When do you allow yourself to really kind of sink your teeth into what are we going to do now?
Yeah, we had good meetings this week. I was in the locker room every day this week talking to the players. We got to play hockey. I said we're not going to forget about Johnny and his family, the Gaudreau family, and everybody knows that Johnny wants them to play hockey. Meredith said it at the funeral in her speech. Let's go back and we want the best for you guys, and everybody's rallying around that. Now, do I think there's going to be some dark days?
Sure.
I won't be surprised. But that's our job as management and with Dean to stay on top of that, to try to manage that. And if we can do that, it's only going to be helpful for everybody along. So, it's something that's happened. It's a tragedy, senseless. But now we got to focus on trying to get our team ready to play hockey this year.
You've been around this game your whole life, player, front office. How much strength can these guys get by just what you're talking about, just being together and just going through a season together?
Well, when I was, it was coming down at the end there, and Boone, Jenner, and I were talking about the guys, and he was really, we both agreed the quicker we can get guys back in the room together, the better it would be for everybody, and 100% agreed. And so we both worked to make sure we got the guys back. They're in their element. They're with their teammates, their friends, every day, and I think that's a big healing part of the process. We all mourn and heal differently, but I think as a team being together like that is going to be critical for their moving forward.
What's it been like for you hearing the clacking of sticks, the bouncing of the puck off the boards, just to push forward in that sense?
Yeah, no, again, we got to continue
Yeah.
to go in that direction, and the guys are out there. The guys are in really good shape. We've done a lot of testing already, and they're eager to get going. And again, we have a reason to play for, and we'll make the best of it.
Is everybody in, Don? All the players?
Yeah, all the players. No, I think Marshy was coming. His visa got approved. I believe he was there on Friday or Saturday, and I left to come here, so I didn't hear any different.
Guys have had trouble getting their visas approved. Is that, I guess, around the league?
Can I say it's Russia?
Yeah. I think.
Bronco.
Oh, that's right. He is Russian. Yeah.
It's just something.
Yeah.
Yurachek was graduated from school,
Okay.
high school.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
He graduated last Monday
Forget how young these
from high
guys
school.
are.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so that's why he was late coming. He had his visa and everything done, but his agent called me and said, "Do you mind if he stays till last Monday to graduate from high school?" I said, 100%. I want him to do
Sounds
that.
important.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the other guy, everybody else is here. So the only one I know was left.
Bronkov is- yeah.
The only one left was Marchenko and Veronikov, but they were flying together and they're supposed to get in. I haven't heard any different either yesterday or today.
Okay.
You would seem an obvious destination for some of the veteran players out there looking for PTOs, guys who don't have contracts but still want to play.
Yep.
Are you bringing any guys in? Have there been discussions towards that end?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. We may sign one of the. We might sign one or two of the guys right now.
Sign 'em?
Yeah, sign them actually, because if we think there's a good fit for us and for them, I don't want to have to go through that potential. Because somebody signs a PTO, you get trumped any day by a contract.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, we're at least 2 forwards short right now.
Yeah.
Danforth might not be ready for the start of the year. We'll know that more. Goes to the doctors next week. So there'll be players on waivers and all that stuff, and there's
Yeah.
potential trades, which right now all the trades that I've talked about are not something I'm willing to do.
Yeah.
So we're looking at saying maybe we just a couple of the guys we still like out there that we might just sign.
Do you anticipate if you sign or when you sign those guys that it'll bring you up above the cap floor?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the cap floor just yet.
Okay. Yeah.
We're getting
You
close.
have until like opening.
We're
night,
getting
right?
close.
Like,
Yeah, and there's some things that are got to be talked about. I've talked to the league about, and we're in a unique situation.
Right.
So
Right.
I think the league and the union are both looking at it, and I probably shouldn't say too much, but
Yeah.
they're looking at it, and I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Okay.
The resources, I just want to ask about the resources that have been provided to you, to the team, in order to kind of get through this. How big has that been in order for everybody to get to that position?
Well, as I said before, we all mourn and grieve differently. Some people need to talk to their family, some need to talk to their teammates, some need to talk to outside. The NHLPA has been great. They've put resources ahead for players. Ohio Health, who we have a great relationship with, has supplied. What happens from there, I don't really know, because we supply numbers and all that stuff, and how many people talk about it with grieving counselors, I'm not sure about, but we provided it, and I think everything seems to be going very well with it.
Did you say Ken Johnson, will he be ready in full?
Ken Johnson?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
What's Danforth's ailment?
Wrist.
Off-season injury?
Yeah, he had surgery. It was an injury at the end of last year. I don't know how it got reported, but it was an injury at the end of last year, had surgery, and he's going to the doctors just to be upfront about it this week, Monday, and he's hoping to get cleared. He hasn't been able to stick handle a whole lot.
Oh wow.
Wrists are
So-
tricky, eh?
Yeah, so now if he gets cleared, now he'll be able to go full go, but it'll take him a month or so to get going for sure.
So I mean, you mentioned you two forward short. You're going to sign some guys. We're here watching prospects. You have some guys who really had some good seasons at Maltesta at the end. Those kind of guys. Is there potential? Are you leaving room for somebody to kind of wow you at camp and be like, hey, maybe we keep that guy?
I always say we're going to keep the best players.
Yeah.
We're going to keep the best players that give us the best chance to win. So if we sign guys and somebody ends up down in minors, but we also know, like right now, we have 10 healthy forwards. Think we're going to go through a whole season with 12 or 13 guys.
Right.
I don't care what the franchise. I know we have a history here, but what the franchise is not going to happen. So
No.
this is a great opportunity for these young kids to showcase their abilities, but also give them a leg up as they go into the big camp, because most of these kids that have a chance are going to get a chance to play exhibition games.
Sure.
We play 8 games in 11 nights. So, so they're going to get a chance to play in those games. So I always say, contract aside, it means nothing to me. We're trying to win hockey games here as the Columbus Blue Jackets, and we're going to keep the best players possible.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm good. I thank you for asking. It's been tough, but we'll get through it.